What was the focus of practice today as you guys get set for, to continue the homestand tomorrow?
Yeah, I think what our focus was today was just tightening back up on the details of things, understanding our defense of what we're going to need to do against a team like Detroit. Some similarities to Houston, but our ability to guard one-on-one, rebounding, protecting the paint versus these guys, that's got to be key for us. And then offensively, just continuing to play with pace against physicality, making sure we're taking care of the basketball, and just on-time, on-target passes, things like that, just our fundamentals in the game.
When you look back at the film from that third quarter and you see the turnovers that Jalen had, you talk with him about that, and what do you think you and him learned from that just tough stretch in that game?
I think him coming back, after injury and not being with the rhythm with the guys, I think plays a part in that. And so, what we talk about is just the spacing of the floor, what needs to change in that regard. What he sees as a point guard out there, and then again, part of it is just we've got to continue to reshape the floor to give guys space so they're not turning the ball over because of that. So that's a lot of what we worked on today.
That was the 10th game where you guys have had a double-digit lead and you're going to lose it. Just what makes it so difficult about playing with the lead, and why do you think your team has struggled with that?
I think part of the league is that no lead is safe, and I think us continuing to play the right way, throughout the game is always going to be important. The basketball is a game of runs. The three-point shot allows teams to get in the game, and I think that's a big portion of it. So our ability just to stay consistent throughout the game and do what works, continue to stay with what works throughout the game is going to be very important for us moving forward.
When you look back at that game, obviously the third quarter was kind of the turning point in the game. But what did you like in what you saw from the first half or the first 2.5 quarters of that game, and how do you kind of bring that part of the team out more?
Yeah, I think to BD's point, I think what we have to do is just stay consistent in what we've done to get to that point, to get to that lead. And what we saw in that first half was quick decisions offensively, attacking the basket, getting downhill, getting some early easy baskets. We stuck to the right game plan. I think holding them to 1 for 11 in that first half from 3 was a key to it. And so I think our ability to do that and stay with the game plan throughout the game is very important for us.
Jason Noah got some run last night at Kia Center with Osceola. What did you see from that, and how helpful is that for them?
Well, they talked about it this morning. We sat down a little bit and talked about the game last night, and just their ability to see how physical the game is down there, how much faster the game is down there, and they were sped up. But I thought they did a great job of adjusting to that game as soon as they showed up. So I was proud that they got to get some run, but they also understood exactly what that game is like down there, so that can transfer to when they get the minutes here.
We've seen in the past, as you get towards the end of the regular season and into the playoffs, rotations tighten. Is that something you could see Jason Noah doing, spending more time with Osceola on assignment?
Yeah, that's going to go day to day, depending on where they are, on the travel schedule and where we are. I think we'll just continue to have lines of communication, with KT and his group and Dylan and that group. So we'll just continue to talk and see exactly what works out best, because we continue to need bodies as well as we work to get healthy.
How have they obviously they've been kind of in and out of the rotation all year, but how have they taken to kind of learning from the bench and watching and observing as you guys go through this playoff chase or through the season?
You see Jace goes down there, has a very good game. Noah goes down there, contributes as well. And so they're learning from what they see up here, whether they're playing or not playing, watching film with their coaches, understanding how they can contribute no matter what, every time they step on the floor, what they need to continue to do. And that sometimes when you sit and observe from the sideline, that is a big-time teacher and a big-time way to learn exactly what happens within the game.
You've got to see the Orlando Food and Wine Festival grow year over year. The type of impact that money raised can have on the Central Florida community and the way that event has grown. How have you seen that, and what that can mean to the community here?
It means so much to the community, and our ability to be able to give back to help the Youth Foundation, to help the community in Orlando, I think is just huge for us. And the money that's raised, goes to great causes, and I think that's the point of it, to be able to help those that aren't as privileged, as fortunate, to be able to get off on the right foot. And I think it's so important for us just to continue to do it, to give back and take care of the community as much as we possibly can.
Cade has kind of established himself as an MVP candidate. The Pistons are top of the East. Is tomorrow an opportunity for you guys to make a statement all against Detroit?
Yeah, I think we keep talking about the one game at a time, and this is it's a big game for us to be able to understand exactly where we stand in a lot of ways with guys. But again, we want to make sure we continue to focus on the things that we can control and play our style of basketball, for 48 minutes. Thank you all.
Yeah.